Greetings, listener. How's it going? Welcome to the podcast. This is a beautiful show where we talk about whatever we want, whenever we want, however we want. Each round we will have one judge as the host and a few competitors, and whoever brings the most interesting, intriguing, or succulent story shall be crowned the winner and judge of the next episode. Yes, this does take heavy inspiration from the much more popular podcast Distractable, but regardless, this is our podcast, these are our experiences, this is Gaymers. I'm your host for this episode, Ashley, and today I am joined by Phil, Maddie, and Ashton.
Put that away!
Put that away, audio listeners. Ashton just did the thumb thing.
I guess I don't know what the thumb thing is.
And yeah, and to take one last bit of inspiration, how's it going, guys?
It's going pretty solid.
Pretty solid day from you guys.
I mean, sure, yeah. I have to yell at people to take my shift on Wednesday so I can go to Phil's birthday party.
So true. Yeah. Luckily, I don't work on Wednesday, so I don't have to deal with that already. So that's pretty good on my end.
Pretty
For me, I get off at 2 every day,
So true. Morning shift be like.
I can never.
My face when you wake up at the time that I go to bed.
True, I always like to see him up when I go to bed.
There is one thing though. I'm dying,
Oh,
You aren't dying.
it's okay.
and I think it's because of you, Maddie, because I have zero defining symptoms of COVID, but my sore is throat, and my voice sounds awful, which is exactly what Maddie was going through on Saturday.
Yeah. Yeah, that's a
True.
little peculiar. By the
It's
way,
like a week.
I'm not sure if our audience has noticed, we're doing a call instead on Discord this time around instead of in person. It's just a little bit better for us schedually to do it like this, at least for this episode. So this might not be a permanent thing, but you never know.
The microphone quality might differ.
Yeah,
Oh,
microphone
yeah.
quality does differ between us, which is a little bit of a shame, but that's just where we're taking it,
Fine.
we're doing
Oh,
great.
We're trying our hardest.
We are trying our best here at Gamers Podcast, and
Even though we missed a week of
we did miss
uploading.
we did miss a week of uploading, but that's completely okay. We'll make it through this. We'll make it through this together.
Just
Phil, are
for
you-
reference that we were very busy at the time. It was my birthday party a little bit early.
It was your birthday party a little bit
It was really
early.
fun.
It had laser
All
tag.
weekend long. Am I what, Maddie?
I didn't say anything. Oh wait, are you playing Fortnite right now? Are you in a match?
No, I am making locker presets.
Oh my. Okay.
Specifically for Sky.
This episode's sponsored by Fortnite.
This episode is not sponsored by Fortnite, although we will say we have been enjoying Fortnite season. What is it? Season 4 now.
Yeah,
That's
chapter 4, season.
Chapter 4, season 1. That's what I meant.
It's so fun.
It is very fun.
Not past season 2 or chapter 2, season 3.
We don't worry about that. Yeah, I usually am not one for Fortnite, but I've been dipping my toes in, specifically of the funny hammer,
Dipping your
Footsie's a
grippers.
bit wet.
dipping my grippers.
The little dogs. They just took a little bath. It's okay.
Yeah. But yeah,
I'll post in Discord the 3 presets I just made that I'll get off Fortnite.
so true.
And this we'd actually was sitting in the lobby.
Yeah. Alrighty. So let's get started with today's topic, huh? So for this week, I chose roller coasters. So you guys are gonna have to share stories about roller coasters and whether they be your own or ones you found on the internet. I will be making points with this trusty pencil right here. Alrighty. So
I wanted to say.
I'm just gonna write down names in here.
Oh, I have like 2, I guess. I don't know. Sorry.
All right.
The app.
Alrighty, so first we're going to start off with titles. We're going to start with you, Phil, as you are the first person I saw.
I had a title in my mind. Hold on. The Scarecrows.
Ooh, the scarecrows. That sounds very ominous. I like that. Maddie, you can be next.
Mine's the big gulp.
The Big Gulp.
You're Bill, do not look at me like that.
That's a very funny name. I like that.
Thank you, thank you.
Ashton, what's the title of your story that you're presenting today?
Ow.
Ah, you just had to do the
Oh.
thumb thing as well, huh? All right. Okay.
Put those away.
Put those away. These are some great names that we have here. Let's see. I kind of want to hear, Maddie. I want to hear your story first. What is the Big Gulp?
Okay, I have to.
You have to-
screenshot of this.
Yeah. Go ahead. Go
found it.
ahead.
I found it on Reddit. We don't talk about Reddit. Reddit's a scary
Removing 1 point for Reddit.
That's okay. That's fine. That's fine. Okay. So,
Let's see if you'll make it back.
probably not. Okay. In the middle of the drop on Fury, I don't know where this ride is. I don't want to look it up. I don't care.
All right.
I suddenly felt this rush of frigid water hitting my neck, which caught me off guard. But then it just went away. At first, I thought it must be raindrops, but it was just ice cold. Way too cold to be rain, especially in the middle of summer. As I was mentally processing this weird experience, we hit the big overbank turn, and there it was again. Ice cold fucking water. Down into the speed course, into the first hard lateral, and again, ice cold water. What the fuck? And then I spot it. A 15-year-old kid in the seat in front of me has one of those big ass refillable soda cups that he somehow has decided would be a genius idea to smuggle onto the track. Going 95 miles per hour. It's completely full to the brim, so shake it up that it's fizzing like crazy out the top and flying everywhere. So I get to taste this Knucklehead's Mountain Dew again and again through the treble clef and the 3 airtime hills. We finally pull back into the station, and he turns to me and shrugs a sheepish little, "I'm sorry," and I just say, "What the fuck, dude?" That's my story.
That's a very
That
That's a-
sounds so sticky.
that sounds very
would
sticky
cry.
and
I
disgusting.
think I would cry.
I think I would also cry if I was in that situation. I'd be like, I'd be a little peeved. I'd be a little angry. It
What was
was
the roller coaster called? What was that first sentence?
The Fury, Fury.
the Fury.
Triple launched roller coaster in the Belgian amusement park at Bobajanland.
But
How many Belgian listeners do we have?
probably one,
A couple.
two.
Couple.
I think we
so-
have Belgian listeners. Hold on.
Smash subscribe if you're from Belgium. Add this podcast to your favorites. So although the story was a bit short, it was entertaining. So I'll add some points onto you.
Okay.
It was entertaining.
Finding roller coaster stories is not the easiest.
I was
thing,
gonna
but
say,
I
I
would
did
like them.
I did choose a rather specific type of topic that I would be most interested in. So I would have been better as a participant, but we'll keep rolling with it.
It's fine.
Next up will be Phil. You said that your story is called The Scarecrows?
Yeah.
All right, please do tell.
First I'll say just like as a side note. So to preface the story, I went to Six Flags a couple of years ago in October for Fright Fest.
Yeah.
And that was my first time ever riding any sort of metal roller coaster because for listeners, the closest place we have with roller coasters is the Dells, the Wisconsin Dells.
Yeah, for preface, Mount Olympus's roller coasters are known as the worst in the entire United States. I am not fibbing. I've been on my fair share of roller coaster forums, and Mount Olympus is known as the least well maintained park that you could go to. These things are not safe. We grew up around some of the most destructive roller coasters that we could. So
Mount Olympus has
there's
really fast wooden roller coasters. One,
Yeah.
Hades 360, that goes upside down. It's not.
It goes
looping
upside
wooden roller
down
coaster,
and
it, like,
underneath
turns.
the fucking pavement.
Yeah.
It's made of wood.
And it's made of
Yeah.
wood.
Yeah.
All
That's
Mount
scary.
Olympus roller coasters are wooden roller coasters, and they leave headaches, but they're real fun.
They are fun. I love them.
Yeah,
At
right on 'em.
Six Flags in Chicago, I realized how awful wooden roller coasters are because it was my first time riding a metal roller coaster. It was just so smooth. It was so fun, and it could reach such higher G's. Like There was one roller coaster that was the Superman roller coaster where they like strap your legs in and have you seat down, and then they turn you at a 90-degree angle so you're like parallel with the ground. So it's like Superman flying.
Yeah.
And we went through that, and
Superman
there was a
flying.
big loop,
Whoosh.
and like the G's made me feel like passing out. But at the end of the roller coaster, we slowly like came into like hovering over a really large platform. And as we were pulling in, like we were going real slowly, my dad saw pennies on the ground. And he just reached desperately with grabby hands and yelled, "Pennies!" and tried so hard to get the pennies. Because he has a Facebook page called "I Found a Penny" that actually has decent traction, where he and many other people post random pictures of pennies that they find in the world. But yeah,
Okay.
so in Six Flags, there were also a couple of wooden roller coasters, and those were honestly worse than the ones in Mount Olympus. Like probably not worse maintained, but like they were just
They're not nearly as fun.
like
Well, I mean, the Rattler's fun.
they were, yeah, they were so headache inducing though because they were so rumbly, especially after being on metal roller coasters all day,
Yeah.
and like they didn't do anything cool. Because
Well-
like when you can make metal roller coasters, what's the
Yeah.
point of putting a lot of effort into wooden roller coasters?
Yeah.
Well,
Yeah.
aside from making new records for wooden roller coasters, because fun fact, the American Eagle roller coaster that's there, that was I believe that was the world's fastest wooden roller coaster at one point for a long while.
Mm.
So that actually was a pretty influential roller coaster, surprisingly. But I do know what you mean because I've gone to Six Flags my fair share of times, and I will say if you've been riding metal roller coasters all day and then you decide to ride the wooden ones, it's gonna be a bit of a whiplash.
But what, Ashton?
I've never been to Six Flags.
You will be.
I haven't either.
I will
have to
take
go.
you guys.
Oh wait, no, Maddie's terrified.
Yeah, but
I
that's
I don't
to
like
go.
roller coasters.
Maddie
It's-
has to go on
No!
all of them.
no.
This is a threat, Maddie.
You can go on the
They're
Whizzer. You can go on
Yeah.
Rizzler?
No, the
Go on
Whizzer.
Valley Fair roller coasters.
Valley Fair's fun. We went there like a few years ago. Me and
I
Ashton.
wish I stole my hamster.
Yeah, I still have
Oh.
mine.
The hamster. Was this a
It was
You
like
a hamster?
it was like a big fucking plushie.
Oh,
I was like,
I still
this
have
guy
mine.
is This tall.
Yeah,
Huge.
hold on. I'm pretty sure yours is
That's
even
huge.
bigger
He
than the
would,
one
like,
that I
put
got.
on it, and I think mine was a frog or a dinosaur.
Yeah, I had a frog on.
It's amazing.
I can't
I was
grab mine.
thinking
It's
you
it's
got,
stuck
like, a
underneath.
little-
I'd grab
a
mine, but
little
it's stuck underneath my
hamster.
bed.
A live hamster.
Man got a live
Oh.
hamster.
I would have grabbed
What?
mine, but it's stuck underneath the bed.
That bird is gonna
Aw.
have
You can
whiplash.
continue with
Oh my
your-
God.
Story.
Okay, but yeah, like I said earlier, it was Fright Fest that day. So we were wandering around, and there were all sorts of like killer clowns or people dressed up like the Joker, and like a lot of the actors or like workers at the theme park were genuinely terrifying. Like this is probably the scariest experience I've had in my life. Like based on people acting, or
Mhm.
like people trying to be scary. Like I've never gone in the crazy haunted houses and stuff, but this was like it's scary.
Did you
it's a lot.
Did you get to hear the clown that has a fucking car horn? Because there is a clown that goes around and he has a car horn attached to a thing, and then he just plays it, and it's the loudest noise ever.
I would cry.
Manual siren head. But no, then we were going under this tunnel, and my sister like was going at a little bit ahead, and then she ran forward and ran almost directly into someone dressed up as a scarecrow, like right in front of her. She was within a foot of hitting
my
this
God.
man, and it was a terrifying looking scarecrow. Like I don't know how to express how terrifying it was. Like just this decrepit thing, and then she ran the other direction and ran into another scarecrow, and she just screamed, and she ran another direction and ran into a third scarecrow until she sprinted out of a group of 5 scarecrows all together.
Oh my god.
And she
Poor
was
Haley.
like That was the most scared I have seen her. She was screaming so much, and like, this was a couple of years ago. So I was in middle school. She was in high school. You know, uh, now she's 21 today. As of today, it is her birthday. So happy
Awesome.
birthday, Haley.
W.
But yeah, and it was just a real funny experience. Meanwhile, like me, my mom, and my dad all just slowly crept through the group of scarecrows, like giving them a look that was like, "Do it, chase us, scare us, I dare you," like you know that type of defiant, won't be scared type thing.
Yeah, that's fun, man. I love Fright Fest. Fright Fest is one of my favorite things. I used to go over here for my birthday, because my birthday is in November, so it would always be open just slightly into November.
Yeah, that trip is the most fun I've had with roller coasters. There's all sorts of really cool roller coasters there that I want to
X
go on
Flight
again.
Beloved.
We should go on a trip to Six Flags sometime. Maddie,
Absolutely.
if you don't want to come with us, that's
No,
okay.
that's okay because they have like a ton of things to do anyways. Even if you don't like roller coasters, like
For
all the
sure.
arcades and like the games and stuff they can
Yeah.
play there is really fun.
I'll be the stuff holder. I'll just hold everyone's shit.
Yeah.
All right, I've given you a pretty healthy dosing of pointage there. We'll just add
Pointed.
we'll add these all together. All right, Ashton,
Oh.
wait. Oh yeah, what's up, Phil?
When Ashton's done, I have something to add that I feel like we should talk about. But
Oh,
on to Ashton.
all right, Ashton, your story. Ow. Please
No,
elaborate.
Thumb.
I have a thumb. Well, I can't break my thumb, so.
Can't break my thumb either.
All right, before I start, I want to ask,
What?
why is Freddy's eye flashing?
You remember those rings that we got at the senior formal?
Oh my god, I still have one. Oh my
Yeah,
god.
I
So
put
it works.
yeah.
Oh my god, mine works.
The senior formal was only a couple months ago.
That's so weird.
I
to
know,
say.
but those things are shitty.
I never.
Shitty.
They have 3 like whatever batteries in them.
Yeah.
I was referring to like
Right.
the rings that you put on your finger.
Oh yeah, but I stole this from River, I think.
Yeah, that sounds alright. We love River. We gotta have him on the podcast at some point. He's
Love
icon.
River.
At least as a guest for an episode. But yeah, anyways, that's the explanation for why Freddy's eyes are going a little wild.
All right, so this kind of goes back to the topic of Mount Olympus.
Oh
Mhm.
god.
One of the first roller coasters I ever went on was the Hades 360, the wooden one,
Mhm. Mhm.
and I believe it was with Phil.
Yeah.
Probably.
You're nervous the whole way up. You're like, or I'm like, I don't want to go on. I don't want to go on. I'm gonna die. And then my expectation was I knew about the loop de loop. I didn't know about going
Underneath the pavement.
underneath the parking lot.
But that makes sense though, because it's Hades and he's like in the ground.
And he's in the underworld, yeah, but you don't
makes
expect
sense.
it from the name.
True.
But I thought it was gonna be like a smooth experience,
Not Hades 360.
jerky and break your neck.
I would probably do it.
Oh yeah.
So
It's awful.
We're on that ride. I'm like, what? Ow, 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 ow. Like at every fucking turn, because you don't expect it when you're in the dark.
Yeah.
And and then I get off. And I'm like, wow, I'm never going on that again.
So valid.
The haunting noises that the fucking roller coaster makes when you're underneath the pavement.
Pavement.
Love
I
to go
love
on that again
pavement.
with you though.
I love Hades 360.
I've been on one roller coaster in my entire lifetime, and that was at Little America. That was so slay. I was like 12 or something. And then I'm never gonna go on it again.
I think my favorite roller coaster was the one, that green one we went on at Valley Fair.
Oh yeah, that one.
The high one.
Yeah, I remember that. I remember you're like,
There's also the one that went over a pond in a loop-de-loop. That was neat.
yeah, the orange one.
Yeah.
Yeah, I remember that. That was cool.
There were some cool roller coaster, like water slide things in Kalahari that I would absolutely love to go on again. Like, you know, the blue one? The blue one at Kalahari is like the best water slide
I've never been there.
in my memory. It's so fun. We have to go to Kalahari.
Dude, it's
Yeah,
so
we have to go to
expensive.
Kalahari.
Do not go to Kalahari.
We do. We absolutely do.
No,
As if-
actually
Ashley works there.
Ashley,
Ashley works at tomfoolery.
you work at tomfoolery, not Kalahari.
I already have
Shit's
to
so
deal
expensive,
with
bro.
the shit. Yeah, Kalahari is very expensive. It's made for tourists, not for locals.
No.
It
You
is.
know what would be funny? We should do the escape room while Ashley is like.
Oh yeah, with the
like
while I'm
manning it?
controlling. Yeah, that'd be funny.
Yeah.
I'll record you guys doing it
Yes.
because it's like a
That'd be
30-minute
funny.
experience.
Oh, that'd be so funny.
You guys, you wanna just randomly hear
Do the
my?
podcast in the escape room.
You want me to just?
Sorry.
We could. I mean, that would be like one half of the podcast runtime.
That'd be so funny.
Do you want to hear my? You want to hear my spiel for the Wrath of Anubis escape room?
Here.
All right, I'm just gonna. Welcome to the Wrath of Anubis. Do you guys know who Anubis is by any chance?
No.
The furry.
He is a furry. Anubis is the ancient Egyptian god of death and the underworld. You guys are going to be infiltrating his tomb of immortality or eternal life. These are 3 rooms back to back, each with a 10-minute timer on them. Throughout these 3 rooms, you'll be hearing a voice overhead. That'll be the voice of Alphinius Cumberbum III. He used to be an adventurer just... Yes.
Alright.
He used to be an explorer, just like you guys, but unfortunately he did meet his demise in the 2nd room, his skeletal remains being in the corner. We ask that you guys please do not touch his remains, as that's not part of the puzzle, it's not necessary. As well as that, we ask that you please do not touch the doors, do not lean against push-pull on them, as they are automatic and they will break rather easily. We had someone do that last week, that's not very fun. I put that in my spiel because I think it's very fun to have people realize that you should not touch the doors.
I'm gonna touch the remains of the dude.
I mean, we'll be a little upset at that. So throughout these
Okay.
3 rooms, you'll hear the voice of Alphinius. He'll give you guys a little introduction to each of the rooms. He'll also give you guys 2 hints in each of the rooms, which I can always replay, as I'm always behind the cameras, and I can always serve a few of my own custom, specialized clues if you guys are particularly stuck. And with that being said, do you guys have any questions?
No.
Can I go home?
No. And with that, you guys, whenever you guys do something correct, you'll hear a chime. So you guys will know that you did something correct. And whenever you guys do something wrong, you guys will hear Anubis growl at you to let you know they should try something different.
You gonna growl at him?
Yeah, he growls at you. It's
He's
like,
gonna be like,
yeah, it's a fucking,
I
It's a-
think we have to go do this. Ashley, when do you work next?
I mean, I work, the next time that I work is Thursday.
Tuesday. I'm off Thursday.
But I don't think but
Open Thursday.
But the Wrath of Anubis stuff, that'll be, I work all day on Sunday. I'll be working there all day. So I'll be
Okay.
down at the escape rooms on Sunday.
Ooh.
So
Guess we gotta go
Give us
Sunday.
a discount.
no.
No.
The
It's
price,
so expensive.
yeah, the price
How
for,
much is it?
so the Wrath of Anubis is $20 per person.
That's not bad.
So
Sure.
if it was just gonna be the 3 of you and nobody else, that would just be $60 or
That's not
$20 each
horrible.
for
That was-
each of you guys.
That's less expensive than what we did in Minnesota.
And then
That shit was so expensive.
yeah, it's the VR that's the more expensive thing, which is awful.
No,
Yeah, don't.
$20 ain't bad for a 3-room escape room.
Yeah, so it's fun. I like it. That was enough of my spiel. But because you guys let me go on that spiel, I'll just add 3 points to each of you because you're based.
But if
That's
you think
cool.
about it, that does absolutely nothing towards the competition. But
Oh yeah, I'm glad that you realized.
No, it's okay. It's okay. We don't
Having
have
points
a
is-
lot of people this episode.
Having
so
points
we
is
need fillers.
awesome.
We need
Alright.
fillers for this episode.
Phil, what were you gonna say that you wanted to add on to this episode?
if we're gonna talk about roller coasters or
Yeah.
theme parks,
Yeah.
there is no way that we don't bring up Action Park.
What?
Action Park.
Have you all heard of Action Park?
Surprisingly, I don't think I have.
What?
It has been the topic of many YouTube videos and many, like, just things. Like, I know they talked about it on
Im-
Distractable. Allow me to read this first paragraph.
Oh wait, is it the one where like
Uh,
everything is like ridiculously dangerous? Yeah.
Quote, an enclosed water slide with a complete loop where customers ended up with bloody noses. A wheeled ride with no brakes that shot down a concrete and fiberglass track. A freshwater pool with giant waves that required lifeguards to rescue over 24 people a day. New Jersey's Action Park, which quickly became known as Accident Park, had it all. It was arguably America's most dangerous water park.
Yeah, sounds like it.
Please look up Action Park real quick, uh, if you can. There's just so
Okay.
many things. Their wave pool, like it was a wave pool. Where's the start of the sentence? Hold on. Nicknamed the Grave Pool, it was filled with fresh water, not seawater, which made patrons less buoyant and left strong swimmers and non-swimmers literally in over their heads as waves reached 40 inches high.
Defunct Way made a video on this.
The 12 lifeguards on duty rescued on average 30 people a day, which is wild because you never see the lifeguards do anything at like Noah's Ark or
I don't
Mount
like
Olympus.
wave pools in general, but that's icing on the cake.
Why does it have
Um,
3.8 stars?
Slay.
Well, this place also no longer exists.
It's
It,
sad.
Underage visitors remember being able to drink beer freely and run through the park without a care or any adult supervision.
Let's
Um,
go.
Yeah.
Like, there's so
Underage
much
drinking.
on this park. Oh my God. One extreme example was the Alpine slide, which was described by an old Action Park regular as essentially a giant track to rip people's skin off that was disguised as a kid's ride. It was a long cement and fiberglass filled track that visitors rode down in a wheeled like cart thing.
Yar.
But first, park goers would take a ski lift to the summit, where they were greeted by photographs of injured children, accompanied by a warning for riders to keep their arms inside the device. In
based.
theory, each rider was in charge of their own speed, but devices were almost always broken. Some had no brakes, meaning there was no slowing down. Others had brakes locked on, causing the rider to crawl down the slide, eventually being hit in the back by another rider. And the park saw its first fatality on the Alpine slide when a 19-year-old rode off the track and hit his head. There were at least 26 other serious head injuries and 14 fractures just on this slide.
It's a little silly.
New
Yeah.
Sounds like something
Jersey.
I'd go on.
You would, and you would die.
We love head trauma here at the
I would
Gamers
die.
podcast.
We
I'm gonna
love
look
head
up.
trauma.
6 people died at Action Park before it closed.
I'm surprised it wasn't
And-
more.
Yeah.
Obviously, many more got injured.
For opening in 1978 and running until 2016, it's like 40 years. I'm kind of surprised.
Yeah, only 6.
Oh, that's between
Immature numbers.
1978 and 1996.
Okay, yeah,
That's
there
how
we
long it
go.
was open.
I think it got reopened at some point then, because on Google's
yeah.
front page it says that it closed in 2016.
So that was in 18 years, 6 people died.
Immature numbers.
And they were also found guilty of insurance fraud, which is neat. There was a cannonball loop, which the water side was an enclosed tube that went like in a full 360 loop that wasn't good enough. So people, when they reached the top, would just fall on their face and have bloody noses and stuff. And they had people they had people test this. And Like I remember a couple of people, like I remember them talking about this more in depth on Distractable. A couple of people like in the test were just given some money and like they had to scoot their way down and then like told like reporters it's safe as long as you can scoot your way down or catch yourself before you fall on your face. Which is
That's so
not how
bad.
it's supposed to be.
No, that's so bad.
Um, so there was the tidal wave pool. There was the kayak experience with electricity loose in the water. What? The wire.
Why?
There were exposed wires in the water to simulate, or they used underwater fans to simulate rapids. The
Oh,
exposed wire caused a man to suffer a fatal electric shock-induced cardiac arrest. So the kayak experience gave someone a heart attack. Then there's the alpine slide, the thing from earlier. Then there was a giant swing where people could swing into a pool, but the pool ended really close to the like rope, so people could just accidentally land on the bridge right off it. And many people's bathing suits tend to or would come off, and that was some of the reason why it was so popular. There was a skateboard park. There was something else, an aqua scoot. There was there was bumper boats too. Yeah, there were diving cliffs, which is good. That's good. Super go karts, a whole bunch of things. So yeah,
Yeah,
Wow.
Action
just a
Park
little bit of
was
action park.
a little bit cracked. I'll give you some points for bringing up Action Park.
Please, listeners, for more in-depth or better explained summary, like go like listen to the distractable episode or like look it up on YouTube
I will
or
say,
something.
if you want to know more about Action Park, Defunct Land has a very good in-depth video on it, and we all love Defunct Land here.
Where did Ashton go?
I don't know.
This is really scary.
Oh, he went to
Man
his
just went
doorless
pee.
bathroom. He went to
Oh,
his
yeah.
doorless bathroom to go
Audio
pee.
audio listeners, there is no door on this bathroom that you cannot see anyways.
Here,
I
I
like how
also
he
gotta
does-
take a quick break. Be right back.
Okay, we'll take a short break.
Podcast break.
Podcast break.
Podcast break. Look at the cat.
I'll put some elevator
Shit.
music at this point.
disembodied voice.
Ashton, shut the fuck up. In this turn. Oh my god, I hate this. There we go.
Kitty.
Look at him.
Ease. I'll put some nice elevator music here.
No.
Angle.
Don't do it. Angle. He hates it.
We're about at 36 minutes right now.
Wow, we need more stuff to talk about.
Yeah,
This is a goofy episode.
it's a goofy episode.
So goofy. Little goofy guy. Hee 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 ha.
I arrive.
Welcome. We're still waiting on Phil to come back.
Oh. What should I eat for din din tonight?
Hamburger, cheeseburger, Big Mac, Whopper. Hamburger, cheeseburger, Big Mac, Whopper.
You come in saying that, yet not holding big hamburger, cheeseburger, Big Mac, nor Whopper.
Nope.
You come
Should I get a
in.
Big Mac for din din? A big schmack?
That'd be very funny.
Okay, I'll get a big schmack for din din.
All right. So we'll just resume about here. So
Chillin'.
we're back at the podcast, back from our short little break, and it seems like we've gotten some snacks. We've attained some friends on the couch.
Oh,
Yeah.
sick.
We have the Ori plush, beloved.
What else are we supposed to talk about?
What?
This
Wait,
episode's-
this is we are at about 38 minutes into the podcast. So, with that being
We could
said,
expand it a little bit to like water park rides.
we could
That would
expand it
be
if we have any
Christmas hope.
stories about water. Water.
we
We have water park stories.
You're. I'm gonna. Okay. It was this year when
Uh-huh.
me.
Bonus
Phil,
points if you give us
Ashton was
bonus
there.
bonus points if you give it a
Where was
title.
this?
We went to. Oh, it was
Bonus points if you make a title.
We almost died.
We almost died. I like
okay, I
that.
have like 2 stories. Okay, one is we almost died. Number 2 is cheese grater ass. That's.
I'm still listening.
I already know what you're
Don't-
gonna say.
Okay, so
I think I remember
we're
this.
gonna talk about
maybe.
cheese grater ass first. But me, Phil, Ashton, Carly, and Evan went to Mount Olympus this year because didn't we have like we bought like $5 tickets from the school because
Yeah.
the school's voted.
I
So-
gotta get tons this year.
I don't think. I'm pretty
Phil,
sure
what are
I
you
got
doing?
the
Filling
like
cup.
in
Sorry.
or like in person one because I was dumb and didn't.
Oh,
get
you
the
did.
ticket.
You and Evan did, but Phil bought me one. It was
No,
the
wait,
day
no.
of like this
Evan bought my ticket because he's nice.
crew.
That's
Phil
true.
I
He's nice
gave
and likes to
Phil
get
the money
pulled
to buy
over.
mine.
he's nice and he likes to get pulled over in front of Philip's
His
house.
dad, David, banned him from driving his car. He can't drive his car no more.
No.
But
That's
we were
great.
at Mount Olympus. I don't like water slides,
Mhm.
but Carly convinced me to go on a water slide. It was a
Mhm.
2-person water slide, and it was like, what is it called? The Stingray or something? It's where it goes like up the wall.
Yeah,
and then it
yeah.
goes back
Oh,
down.
That's-
I hate that.
Isn't that Noah's Ark?
Me and Carly went down that, and we were
It's
sitting in the
it's in
tube.
like the playground.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that's Noah's Ark.
over there. It was like, no, it was Mount Olympus.
It was in that little kids area in Mount Olympus.
You're.
I thought the little-
big bucket.
Honestly, that's the one part of the pool. Oh shit! I know what you're talking
It's in
about.
pink
There's a
and
similar one.
yellow.
There's
Pink and yellow.
a very similar one over at Noah's Ark that's next to their kids
Yeah.
area too.
I know what you're talking
Yeah.
about.
But
yeah, I
me
know
and
what you're talking about.
Me and Carly decided to go down it, and we were
Okay.
sitting in the tube, so our asses were, in the hole, and it's like a straight drop down into the thing, and there's like this water thing that's like pushing out water, so you go faster, and both of our asses like scrape. It felt like our asses were getting like going through a cheese grater. It did it twice because there was one like going down and there was one at the bottom of it, so it was just like ripping our asses apart. I don't know if the boys had that on theirs, but we like after the
I
whole
didn't
thing, our
go on
asses
this.
were. Oh my god, our asses were just red and raw from
No,
the
that-
stupid thing.
That happens to me when I go down the one that's like a circle.
Oh,
Oh, the
Because,
toilet
uh,
bowl flush
whirlpool.
one.
Because the way
Yeah.
it's connected,
Whirlpool.
some parts are more elevated than others. And
Yeah.
it's a sheer flat surface.
So
you
just
just
Yeah.
Yeah, but ours was like a grate where water was shooting. Like it looked like a cheese grater. That's what it. It was just. It was not. It was not good, man. It was so horrible. And then later that day, we all of us decided to go on like a big yellow slide that was like 4 people, but we split it up. So it was like it was Ashton and Evan. They were on one, and Ashton, fucking Evan was singing. Wasn't Phil? I mean, oh my god, why can't
Fetty
I-
Wap.
Wasn't he singing Fetty Wap all the
I
way?
get high with my baby. Yeah, baby.
Like,
That's
all he was singing was Fetty Wap. Like, that's all you could hear on the Evan as he was going down the water slide. But then, me, Carly, and Phil went together, and we were sitting in like a little triangle, and that was the scariest fucking water. We almost flipped that fucking tube because it would go so far up on the sides, like it almost just like flipped over on top of us, and we agreed to never. And like the place, like the thing we had to climb up was so janky and like rusted. I swear to God, it was like gonna break. It was so fucking bad.
There were times where Carly was directly over my head, like vertical. It was terrifying.
It was so
this is
like
a certified Mount Olympus moment.
and we got like
Can we talk
waterboarded.
about the new slide they added? You know,
Oh
you remember.
yeah.
I didn't
That thing
go on
was
The
that.
pretty-
Medusa is so cool. If you have the chance to go on the Medusa water slide
Oh.
at Mount Olympus, it's really cool.
Okay, but apparently it lights up at night.
It does.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
one of these days, like during the summer, we should get a hotel room there, so we can be there during the night.
They
Okay,
like
but
redid
also-
that whole inside
yeah,
place.
fair.
Yeah, I
The
heard
whole
they
inside
redid
place
it
is
and it
new.
looks
They
nicer.
did. Beautiful. They got rid of the ship though.
Ah,
True.
But the
Upsetting.
Medusa is so cool. It's not like one of the fast water slides that's like terrifying or anything. I mean, there's a couple drops that's real spooky. But basically, if you don't know what it is, it's a long water slide that's like really like curled around itself. I thought it was like 2 or 3 water slides and you would have a different experience at random chance. But no, it's just a really long water slide curled around itself that's constantly turning a little bit. So you very slowly go through the water slide. Well, sometimes really slow. There's like curves and everything, obviously. So there's like a couple seconds where you're just sitting in one spot and it's really cool. And then suddenly you're moving again. And it feels really weird because what used to be like above you or behind you is now down. And it's just so disorienting because like you feel you lose all sense of direction because what's up is now down and like what's backwards is now forwards. It's wild.
It looks like one of those dog toys.
it really
that
does.
Yeah.
Parts intertwined with each other
Yeah, that's
in the
what it
shape
looks
of a
like.
donut.
True. I didn't go on it because we had 5 people in our party and it was a 4-person ride. So
And
Took one
Maddie
for
was
the team.
scared.
I was scared. No, I took one for the team. Took one for the team.
Yeah.
And didn't go on it.
Anybody else have some funny water slide stories while we're on this little funny
Well,
side tangent?
I
Well,
go on
but
water slides.
I've
They're
also
scary.
gone on the Hades 360 with my dad and my mom and Haley. And like my dad's neck was hurting for the next like 3 days. It was bad. It
yeah.
was fun.
The fir-
Don't get me wrong, but
The first water slide I ever went on was the Hurricane over in the wilderness,
Oh yeah,
it
yeah.
was fun.
where like you go down the first slide and it's like a cone. You just go back and forth.
Here.
It was me and my dad, and when I went on there, that was the most like poorly put together in terms of like evenness
Yeah.
slide I've ever been on. So and then when you get off, your ass is just like, I think it was bleeding. So,
Well,
That's
what
not
did you do
good.
wrong?
I don't.
It's
that's
not
the
supposed to
slide.
be bleeding. I've gone
Listen.
on that slide only once, but like I remember it very vividly. It,
There's a-
it did not cause bleeding.
The Dells are wilding. We honestly could have made this episode about the Dells specifically if it wasn't for
Oh
the
my
fun
God, yeah.
side tangents about Six
Good
Flags.
shit.
Hey, my main story was about Six Flags. What do you mean?
Well, I didn't mean side tangent. I didn't mean that.
Yeah.
I meant like that was the only thing that wasn't from the Dells. Ashton, what do you have to say? You're raising your hand.
Another wilderness story. Do you know?
The
It's part of the
muffin.
outdoor area. You know the slide that
The one.
Yes.
The
So
ones-
that's
from under you.
Oh yeah, the red one.
Yeah.
It's like a loop de loop.
Yeah.
Yeah.
When my dad worked there, we used to get free tickets. Just so you know, we'd go.
hmm
And
Yeah.
one day I had the balls to go on that,
hmm
like the stupid little kid I was.
And now he doesn't have balls.
what happened to him?
It took their balls.
So, it's normal shit happens. I get to the loop de loop and stop.
Oh my god.
You're not supposed to stop.
Somehow, I was either like too heavy or causing too much friction, and I couldn't get enough momentum to go around the loop de loop.
Oh my
So
god.
upsetting.
My God.
So
Are-
luckily they had, they probably think ahead. They have the hatch
Yeah, they have that
that you
hatch.
can like climb out of. I get out and I'm just waving at the fucking like guy to come let me out because there's the door to get down was locked.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
Oh my God.
I would
I was like,
cried.
oh, this is so. It was so
Oh
fucking
no. I
embarrassing.
can, I can only
Yeah, that sounds
imagine.
awful.
That sounds
And like,
scary.
you're like 10, 11. That crushed my
That crushes you.
like confidence.
And you've never been the same since.
I told you they took his balls, man.
Can't have shit in the dells.
True.
Oh, that's good. Phil, what do you got?
Okay, so Ashton reminded me. I went on that ride once, maybe twice. It was the version of that ride in Noah's Ark, I think.
Oh,
Called
Scorpion's Tail.
Scorpion. Yeah, Scorpion's Tail, where the floor drops out from underneath you and you're in a tube and it loops. And that was great. That was fun. That was terrifying. I either didn't go on that ride ever again or went on it once again. But the ride right next to it in Noah's Ark,
Oh
the
yeah.
point of no return, my first time ever going on that ride, like successfully and not chickening out, was on a school trip. And I actually went down that ride twice, and it was so terrifying that for the entire bus ride back from the Dells, about a 30-minute drive back to our school, I was just shaking. Like it had already been like 45 minutes since I had went on that ride, and I was still just shaking and quivering.
No, but I get you
Because, like,
because like when you're up there, it just looks like you're going straight down.
yeah, it just feels like a loose drop to your
You always
death,
feel
and
like-
I used to be deathly afraid of heights.
You always feel like your back is just gonna start slowly drifting away from the slide, and then you're just gonna
Yeah.
fall onto the pavement.
Oh, but for listeners, like that ride is like a really like
I'm gonna
deep
look up
drop.
the.
It's obviously not
draw.
straight down. It's like 70-degree angle or something. But then it like rounds out into like a pool, a really long pool that you like. It's a bunch of water to stop you, obviously. But sometimes it like really hurts and gets you wrong. You have to cross your legs, otherwise you will not be able to have children after this ride. But there's one day where I went with Austin. Uh, Another name drop of Austin, but it's fine. We'll get him on here eventually. Maybe. It might be too offensive. But
Eh,
one time I went with Austin on an A day, which, if you don't know, Noah's Ark used to, at least, I don't know if they still do A days where you brought your report card, and for every A you had, you could like get a free ticket to go in for a day, which is super awesome. Um, so we went and we went on the point of no return again, and it was like such a cool thing. It was so awesome. And then that day I went down that same ride 17 times. And it is now my favorite ride at Noah's Ark.
I'm just
And
gonna
I have
say.
desensitized myself to heights. I am no longer afraid of high things.
I look at.
But
I'm.
also,
I'm gonna say. I think it's so funny that the point of no return is called that when it's fucking beige colored.
yeah. But
beige.
but also
It's
that
it's 100.
that
It's
day,
100
I
feet.
was kind of being the worst. Like 100 feet tall. Maddie, are you muted?
No, I think that your headset might have. Plug it in more.
You've been
Something.
just dead
I've
silent
not
for
heard.
a while.
Uh-oh.
Uh-oh.
But also, so while Maddie's fixing that, that day I went on the Black Anaconda with Austin and his two brothers, and it's a 3-person slide. There was 4 of us, and I feel so bad about this now, but I ended up riding with Austin's 2 brothers, separating them as a family because I didn't want to go talk to the strangers because I was less socially adept than Austin. But I remember using the words, "I feel like a 4th wheel on a tricycle," to guilt trip him into letting me ride with his little brothers instead. which, looking back on it, that's awful. I would not do that again. But I don't know. It was a really fun ride, which that's also like a roller coaster water slide, which is really fun. I want to go on it again. It's a super fun, super long ride, like 5 minutes long.
Maddie, just start writing stuff on a notebook.
Yeah, we still can't hear you.
Yeah, maybe just rejoin. Some slight technical issues here at the Gamers podcast.
Technical difficulties.
There you go. Now I can hear you again.
Yeah.
Okay, I don't know what happened. What's that one ride at Noah's Ark? It's like a water slide, but it's pitch fucking black. Have you guys
Oh,
done that?
Anaconda.
Oh.
Is it
Black
that one? Oh
Anaconda.
my god, I went. That's the first one. That's the first water slide I ever went on. That was a dumb decision. It was it was a school trip. It was one of the we're going to Noah's Ark the last day of school or whatever.
Yeah.
Oh my god. I like started crying in the middle of it because like it was pitch black and it was really fast and we almost like flipped over like so many fucking times because I think we had 4 people instead of 3 because we're little goofy guys and it was do not go on that as your first fucking water slide. That is terrifying.
I think you might not be thinking of the Black Anaconda because I remember there being another slide that was because like the Black Anaconda is like a flat surface because
Yeah,
you're on
no.
like a speedboat shaped raft
No,
thing.
there was
going
one.
down.
It was like right next to the wave
I
pool.
remember. Yeah, I remember a round
Oh.
pitch black that led out into the lazy river.
I know which one.
Yeah.
I know which one you're
I don't know
talking
what it's
about. They rebranded that one a while ago. The one that you're talking
don't know.
about.
I
They
don't know
turned
what
into
it's
like
called.
the chameleon or some shit like that. They
Yeah.
made it all like colorful nowadays.
Yeah, but it was like right next to the wave pool. It was scary. Don't go on that if it's still a thing.
Oh,
Ever.
definitely do go on that though. It's so fun.
Not for your first ever going on a water slide experience. It was my idea too. Like it was
Oh,
so
you
good.
fool!
You
Yeah.
fool.
I was a little goofy gal.
Haven't
Little
we all?
goofer.
That's really good though.
That could be a Fortnite location.
I could
Goofy gal.
goofy gal.
Goofy gal. True.
All right.
Fortnite.
Do we have any last minute stories that we would like to share?
Oh, Fortnite.
We are rounding out right now at about 55 minutes. We're just about finished with the podcast for today. Do we have any closing statements?
No.
Get to the point.
Get to the point. Shush the heck up.
Fuck up, Phil Craft.
It was funny.
All right. I've never done an outro before, so
Who
let's just
won?
start.
Who won?
I'm getting there. Shush. I'm just gonna read. So we're just gonna we're gonna start off with Maddie. We're gonna start off with your points, as
Thank you.
you did have quite a few stories to share. You know, that's always pretty nice. I gave you some more bonus points. I gave you some
Thank you.
points for the namings of such. I really liked Cheese Grater and We Almost Died. I really liked those. Those were really
Thank
fun.
you.
You gave us a really funny story. They were really fun, and I also gave you some points for referencing Little America, that tiny ass amusement park. I also gave you some arbitrary points for having a Markiplier hoodie on because I think that's awesome, and I gave you some bonus points as well for saying the phrase "asses in the hole," which I think was very funny. So in the end, you rounded out with a staggering 16 points. I gave out points rather liberally through this, so we'll see how this sticks up. All right, next up, we're gonna go with Ashton. Ashton, you had some pretty good stories. You know, I gave you 2 points for the name Ow because that was awesome. And then I gave you some. I'll just go through the arbitrary points. I also gave you some points for having the Nico plush out, and then I added more when you took out the Ori plush because those are based. And then I gave you some. Hold on. What does this even say? I'm really bad at reading my own reading. Something about. Yeah. Oh yeah. Yeah. So true. I also gave you some points for talking about the Valley Fair and having fun there. I also gave you points about just talking about you know, like the Mount Olympus rides and such and that stuff. Not saying that you were the only person who did that. And I also gave you some points for referencing the wilderness, giving up some variety in there. And then I also gave some points for getting stuck inside one of the things, as well as you having 2 stories. Unfortunately, you did not name the second one, so I did give you bonus points for that name, but I did give you points for saying the story. So in the end, you did end up with 15 points.
Damn.
Lay.
Oh wait, no, I misread that. That's 17. Yeah.
She went to Sauk Prairie.
Sauk Prairie math.
Bad math. Bad math.
Yeah, for some reason I put
Dox me.
so true. Alrighty.
So whack.
Alright, so next up we'll have Phil. Phil, your story of the Scarecrows. That was your only named story, but I did give you some points for referencing, first of all, Six Flags and Fright Fest. You know, those are some pretty awesome things. You also did talk about Mount Olympus. You know, I gave you some points for that. And I also gave you points for talking about pennies. I think the word pennies was very funny to me. Because you were like, pennies!
Autism.
And then I also gave you some points for talking about Action Park, because that was awesome. And then I gave you some points for going on the Point of No Return, because that's a really cool ride. So you ended up...
Point of no return.
Point. Oh. Dock point.
I'm docking a point for that.
No! Docking a point. There's no return.
There's no return to that docking of return. Alright. So in the end, you ended up with 17. Because you were beating out Ashton by a point, but then you just lost it. So we have a tie this time around. So you want to know how we're going to end this tie? We're going to do a good old-fashioned game of rock, paper, scissors. Everybody give it up for rock, paper, scissors.
We are on camera.
We are on audio listeners. Fuck you.
Ashton, you know my strategy.
No, I don't.
Alright. Since both of you guys can hear me, I'm going to be the one saying rock, paper, scissors, shoot, so you guys do it at the same time. For good luck. It is for good luck, I assure you.
It's for good luck.
Alright. Rock, paper, scissors, and shoot!
You gotta raise
Yeah,
it up.
yeah. Okay, well, yeah. Rock, paper, scissors.
Wait, did you do scissors?
Yeah.
Yeah.
We couldn't see it.
I did
We
paper.
We couldn't see it. We couldn't see it, so we'll just do it again.
3.
2 or 3, okay. Rock, paper, scissors, shoot! Another so this is tied. Alright, this is for all the marbles. Rock, paper, scissors, shoot! Ooh, Phil comes out on top! Oh, a gun! Actually wins!
Does he?
Yeah, we'll go with that. Yeah, the gun. The gun makes it. Ashton officially wins this episode of podcast.
Okay.
Phil, you've hosted before, so we'll give Ashton a chance to host.
I'm okay with that.
Well,
if everyone had a turn hosting, I would be rioting.
you would be rioting, but we are.
Just for the sake of him not having hosted yet, I'll be okay with it. This time.
I mean, you were about to win, to be fair, and then you had to make that joke. So, alrighty. Cat. I'm giving you a point for Cat, Maddie. Retroactive point.
No, she's at 17.
Yeah, but Ashton already officially won.
Fair.
Alright.
I'll be right back.
We gotta outro.
We have to do the outro.
Right before it's ending.
Oh my gosh. I cannot believe this.
I can't believe him.
SMH my head.
Right.
SMH my head.
Kitty. I forgot. I actually did give you a point because Pepper was jumped onto the table in the background at one point.
Oh.
He was just sitting there.
Yeah, it was very funny. So you don't gain any more additional points for Cat. But you guys did do amazing, though. I loved having you guys. It was a fun little podcast episode. And with that being said, Gamers out. Log off. Like and subscribe.
She said
Why did you say that? No, because
Gamers out!
like and subscribe. Get like it. Get.